Okay, so today I am super excited to show you guys this sketchbook spread. I kind of wanted to talk about the idea of painting and painting over sketches and how I feel like sometimes I really battle with this feeling of my sketches being so much better than the actual painted sketch that I complete. And I kind of I don't know, I wanted to talk about that idea while you guys see me paint some bears and some fish and some weird long-necked birds. So if that sounds like something that you guys would enjoy, I'm Rory Fluent, but feel free to call me Rory. And if you're new around here, hi, hello, how are you? I am very excited to share this experience with you guys. I like to create dope art content and hopefully a chill atmosphere. And if you're not new around here, what is up, my dudes? Let's jump right into this video. I really struggled specifically with this one sketch on the page, which you guys can't even see currently. But it's the bear on the bottom left part of the sketchbook, and I really liked him. It was like a front-facing view of a bear. I've never drawn something like that before, so it was good practice, and I just really wanted to push myself to draw the bear at a different angle, holding a fish, and I love the fish and everything, but it was really frustrating because, I don't know, I hit this point where I was painting it, and I think while I was, putting this footage into CapCut, which is the video editor that I use, when I put it in there, I think I saw, this point where I liked the bear, and I liked what it looked like, and then I over-rendered it, and I just kept adding shit to it when I shouldn't have, and I just kind of, ruined the sketch, which is super annoying, because looking at it right now, I'm yeah, I actually really like that sketch. I didn't love it when I first did it, and I really like it looking back on it, so, I'm kind of annoyed that it got kind of messed up, but I know that's part of the process. It's just, I don't know, sometimes throughout this sketchbook specifically, I felt like my sketches are leagues above my painting ability, and I've been sketching for probably 3 or 4 years more than I have been painting, so that's probably why, that's a lot of time to put into something that I don't know, obviously it's expected that my sketches and the way that I go about sketching would lend to better sketches than paintings because I have 4+ years of experience on sketching, where I do not on painting. I've only been doing it since my sophomore year of high school, and I think I've only been doing it consistently and well for probably 3 years now, I would say. And so I understand that maybe my sketches are going to be a bit above my painting and look a bit better and come to me more easily because I've had so much more time practicing sketching. But at the same time, it ends up being a little disappointing when I put the paint down on the page and it just doesn't, I don't know, fit with the feel that I had in my head. I mean, I'm not really one of those people that visualizes what I want this spread or the sketches that I have to look like painted, and maybe I need to focus more on that because I tend to not really think about what I want this thing to look like with color. I just sketch it and then go about painting it, and then sometimes don't like what the finished painting looks like. And literally while I'm saying that out loud, I'm realizing maybe I need to go into this with a better idea of what I want to be dark and light so that I can start having a better idea in larger paintings of how to deal with lighting and color and where I like to lay flats down and where I want texture to be. And I feel like maybe if I focus on that more in my sketching, I will probably, because that's the point of sketching, have a better time and an easier time understanding texture and lighting when I go into paintings. I definitely really felt like this sketchbook page was a little bit of a battle, though, in terms of getting the painting to look the way that, not the way that I wanted to, because like I just said, I don't necessarily visualize what I want it to look like, but to make me as happy as the sketches did, I guess, is what I'm looking for. I want the same payoff when I finish a sketch that I really like, and then I immediately want to paint it, and I want the painting process to render these things that I've sketched in a way that makes me just as excited as when I sketched it. And the bear on the top left, I absolutely love. He's like looking down at a little pile of fish, and I just had a great time with him, and I really love the way he turns out in the end. I end up throwing some gouache on here, and that really helps. And I think it's about right here where I'm like, okay, you know, looking at the footage, I'm okay with the bear that's like front facing holding the fish. I don't think he looks bad. I think he's okay. And I'm also like second guessing the pink color. I did not like the pink color on the fish, so I decided to add some sepia over the top of the fish, like a little bit more opaque than a glaze. So it really, the like pinky, I believe it was Indian red color that I was using, doesn't show through. But back to that bear. I think right now, you know, he's fine. I actually like him. And I know I end up over-rendering the fur and just going messy and too messy with it, honestly. That's something that I've been working on and trying to balance, is figuring out, I don't know, like what of these more fluid strokes that I've been using recently, like how much of them I want to put into my sketches and into my paintings versus how much control I still want to have over my lines. I definitely wouldn't say that this was like my favorite spread on the planet or anything. I really love the bear sketch in the top right, the way that I end up finishing him. I just get a lot of joy out of it, and the little the long-necked bird on the top, the top right is the long-necked bird and the top left is the bear. The long-necked bird on the top right that's like guzzling a fish, you can't see him right now in the video, but you will. I end up really liking the way that he turns out as well, and I'm like looking at this bear that's holding the fish on the that's facing us, and I'm like, shit, he looks good. What do I do that fucks it up so much? Or what did I decide was so bad about him? I really don't know, but we're gonna see. And it's honestly okay because I do get another sketch out of it that I really like, but I'm just having like a lot of fun looking at this fish and this bear, and it makes me sad that he didn't turn out the way that I wanted him to, that I didn't just let him be. And it's right here when I'm kind of like bringing in some gouache that I end up really starting to mess with that bear that I've been referencing throughout the video and totally messing him up. He ends up getting too muddy and too textured in a way that I didn't like, and it felt very unfamiliar, and I was very confused on how to work with it and fix it. And you know, right now the whole page kind of looks a little bit like a mess, but I don't know, he specifically, that bear holding the fish, was just like too much for me. I did not like the way that he turned out with the gouache, and I really should have just left him alone, which is definitely like a bitter realization, but it's okay because I still get another sketch out of it that I really like. It's just a bit of a bummer. I'm wondering if maybe I should have just like covered up the bottom part of him that I really didn't like and kept the face, because I still like the face. It still looks kind of cute, but I don't know, we'll see. This was literally my first time ever doodling bears. Like, I don't doodle bears, and I was scrolling on Pinterest and just seeing all of these really cute bear cubs and big old bears getting fish, and I was like, I kind of want to draw that. And so yeah, I don't know, I kind of want to do like a painting where it's like some bears like going at some fish, since I love to draw fish so much, and I went through that whole fish phase in this sketchbook. I kind of want to draw some bears like clawing at and grabbing at some fish, and so that's kind of why I did this spread, was just to have some fun figuring out how to draw the bears and what I would like to do, and just kind of starting to figure that out, because I have a couple paintings I want to do, and so that's just kind of one of another 3 or 4, honestly. But you can really see it right here in the video, that texture that just, I don't know what I was doing, and I don't know why I was doing it to the poor bear, because he looked so good, and I love that fish. I do kind of wish I had just like cut out a piece of paper to put underneath his face in the fish and just filled that space that I didn't like, because I do still think I like his face, at least in the video, because that's the thing, like, it doesn't always look the same, like in person to the video. They kind of, I don't know, the camera picks up on different things than my eye, I guess. It's these last few seconds here that you can see me contemplating what I'm going to do about this bear, and I'm currently rummaging around, grabbing a piece of old watercolor paper and tearing it up so that I can place it over him and maybe, I don't know, get a more fruitful sketch out of it. And there's always, you know, something to be said about drawing something new, in terms of, like, it's just always gonna feel like you're starting from square one. Like, oh my god, I don't know what I'm doing, I'm a terrible artist, what's going on? And it's not anything really to do with you or your actual skill level, it's just to do with a lack of practice with this specific thing that you're drawing, or things like it, you know? I haven't really drawn anything quite as bulky as a bear before, and so the shapes were kind of new to me, and I was having a difficult time figuring out a stance that felt manageable for me at the skill set that I'm at, and at the, I guess, practice level that I'm at drawing bears. With this adorable little dude standing on a little rock, and I like him, you know, he's kind of funny and silly, and I do end up actually having an entirely new sketch spread of more bears, and I end up getting a little bit sillier and a little bit wackier, and so these 2 bears here really just are the starting point for how I want to draw bears and how I want them to look. It's always, I think, going to be very amusing to me when I start inking my sketches and realize that, you know what, maybe this isn't as bad as I thought it was. I don't know, there's something about my inking, I've mentioned it in many videos, that makes me very happy, and I haven't really mentioned it, but I do quite love this bird at the bottom of the page that's like in a fish coma. I think it's hilarious, and he makes me laugh, and that's what I always want to get out of my sketches and doodles and art in general, is I just want something that's going to make me giggle a little bit when I look at it, because I find that that's the most rewarding, I don't know, response that I can get out of myself and about other people. And as you've noticed, or potentially noticed, this was my first attempt at kind of trying to get more angles into my footage, and I don't know, not just have it be the same point blank looking down at the sketchbook shot that I normally have in these sort of like speed painty sketchbook videos. I was really trying to put a little bit more effort into the camera work, and I'm actually still like learning about my tripod. Like, I don't know what made me think that the like hinge that the like gripper that holds my phone, like what made me think that was a fixed point, because there's a whole like big twisty thing. Yeah, I know none of this is going to be the best description on the planet. I'm so sorry. I don't know what any of this is, but this like twisty thing, if you twist it, it tightens the hinge, and if you untwist it, it untightens the hinge, and so I can move and pivot my phone around way more than I thought I could, which was awesome. Another thing that was kind of different and new about this sketchbook spread is that I was filming like the last part of it at night, and I didn't really feel like the lighting was terrible. Like, I really like what did I call it? I don't know, like the stand that I used to hold my phone. It came with this really nice ring light that has a few different settings, and I feel like it's been pretty good at making, I don't know, my footage able to withstand being shot at night. That was a really weird way of saying that, but basically I don't think that it looks as dark. I mean, it definitely looks a little bit different, but I don't think it looks as dark and awful as you would expect when trying to film a sketchbook spread or a sketchbook page at night. So I guess this page was just full of like all kinds of new discoveries. This last little bit really is just me finishing up this little bear guy, the final sketch left to be finished on the spread or the page, and I don't know, yeah, like, I just kind of took my time with the spread and just let every layer dry, kept going back to it, and that's why, like, this footage, it's so funny looking at it on the screen, because it's all, like, spliced together, and there's so many little splices where I filmed for, like, 2 seconds. But it was like 2 seconds where I added a detail that kind of matters, so I needed to put the footage in, and so it's just funny because it's just a bunch of small little spliced up pieces of footage. Oh my god, I keep calling it a spread. It's a sketchbook page. Oh, it's so, like, ingrained in my head to say spread, but it's just a page in my sketchbook. The other page, I don't even remember what it had on it. I think it's my new painting. I think that's what's on the other side, which is why I chose these colors. I like to keep the spreads in my sketchbook pretty cohesive in terms of color palette. I just think it makes for a really nice, I don't know, flip through at the end. So I ended up choosing these colors, not necessarily because I wanted to use them here, though I do like the golden honey color for the bears. That was really nice. I'm pretty sure that color is just burnt umber from... what is it? It's burnt umber from Schmincke. One of the things that I really like to do is kind of compare old sketches to my new sketches, because I definitely don't want to, I don't know, like, I don't want to get worse. I don't want to focus on this new, very loose style of painting and lose what I loved about my sketches in my old sketchbook and in my old style in the first place. So every once in a while, I like to go back to them and be like, okay, like, I want to make these sketches better than the ones in this old sketchbook, because that's the damn point. Unless, obviously, like, I was giving myself some grace because I've never painted bears before, but for the most part, I was really trying to be like, let's make these bears the best they can be, and let's just look back at my old style and see what I can do, and see how I can improve on it. And as I finish the line work here on the final doodle on the spread, that is my, oh my god, I keep calling it a spread. That is my full page. I hope that you guys enjoyed the video. I'm trying to talk about more specific topics in my videos so that I'm not just kind of bouncing around or defaulting to the same topics and talking about the same things. Like, I understand that probably not the same people are watching my videos every time, but that doesn't mean that I want to repeat myself or, I don't know, just come across like I don't have anything to say, because I do. And so if you've made it this far into the video, thank you so much for watching. Feel free to do those YouTube-y things like comment and subscribe, and I will talk to you hopefully in the next one. Bye!